Here's the most dangerous mindset I see as a dating coach. And I say dangerous because most men don't even realize they have it. I've worked with men anywhere from 20 to 55 years old. Military guys, business owners, high earners, whatever the case may be. Men who have everything figured out except this one thing. And every single time, it's not their height, it's not their looks, it's not even their money. It's their mindset. So if you stick around until number 10, I promise you, you're gonna walk away from this video seeing yourself and the way you look at dating completely differently. So let's take this drive. Number 1, thinking your success should automatically attract women. You see, I had 2 guys in specifically who I worked with. One, his name was Chad. He was about 40 years old. And the other one was King. He was 55 years old. Men who had everything but expected women to come to them. You see, the problem with thinking that your success should automatically attract women is that you're not doing what's necessary to actually put yourself out here. So let's say you're a high earning guy, which you most likely are watching this video. You know, you got your life built out, you know, you got some money coming in, things are just going well for you, you're taking care of yourself, and you just think because of that, now women are just supposed to come to you. Well, newsflash for you, my friend. If you're not out here actually approaching, right? If you're not even using the dating apps, if you're doing absolutely nothing to put yourself in position to actually meet women, well, it's not gonna happen, right? If you're not taking care of your presentation when you go out. You know, a lot of high earning guys, they think, okay, well, I got all this success and now I just have to wait. It doesn't work like that. And if it did work like that, please tell me. Oh, please tell me. And I'd be gladly to give you my damn credit card and my whole wallet, right? But here's the thing. If you don't recognize that simple thing, you're never gonna get what you want out of dating. You gotta be out here approaching. You have to be okay with having those conversations. You have to be okay with putting yourself in the position. So what do I actually mean when I say putting yourself in positions? Knowing the right spots, the right venues, the places where you can actually meet women, the type of woman you're actually looking for. Guys don't think about these things because they're so focused on making as much money as possible, and because of that, they think, well, now women will just come to me. No, it doesn't work like that. You still have to do the work on your end to actually be social, be that confident guy, and get out here to put yourself in the best position to do so. But that's gonna lead me to number 2. I actually just kind of talked about it. Believing dating apps are the only way. Now, a lot of guys, they're on these dating apps, right? I have multiple clients, you know, they're all talking about these dating apps. And the problem I see is that they're using it as a substitute instead of actually getting out here to approach women, right? Granted, you can get results on dating apps. I've done it tons. Hell, I'm actually going on a date right now, right? And I met this woman off of a Facebook dating. But the thing is, I've also met some of the best women in person, right? It's not saying that dating apps are bad. No, if you're successful on them, good. But you should not be relying on those dating apps, because a lot of guys rely on that, and then when they actually see a woman that is attractive, that might have even been highly interested in them, they don't say anything. They get shy, they freeze up, get nervous, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to conduct themselves. Man, if you're the guy who struggles to actually say something when you finally see that attractive woman walk by you, that's why I created my openers field manual. 116 plus openers across 6 different situations, so the next time an attractive woman walks by, you don't freeze, but actually have a conversation. If you want that, just click that second link in the description down below. That's actually gonna lead me to number 3. Convincing yourself she'll change eventually. I see a lot of guys, they're in this mindset, and I had one client specifically, Robert. He thought the woman he was dealing with beforehand would finally, change, things would get better. And even myself personally, I found myself going back to the wrong woman, And here's what that costed me. So much time, and then also for me to come to the same realization that this woman wasn't who I needed her to be in the first place. There's a reason why you recognize that red flag and why things didn't work out the first time. You're not supposed to backtrack when things get worse. It's important that you don't let your emotions override reality, because that'll happen a lot. A lot of guys think, well, this happened, this was good about her, this was good about her, this was good about her. You know, they're pointing out all these good things, but what about the bad things? You have to weigh the pros against the cons. And most of the time, the cons will win over the pros, which is why that relationship or that situationship, whatever the hell you had going on with that woman, didn't work out. I hated going back to a woman or dealing with a woman again, and it just was the same as before. Probably even worse, because now she honestly doesn't even respect you. Why? Because she knows you're putting up with her BS, the things that you know you should be walking away from, but you're not. That's the issue. And now she's sitting here, she's gonna make it all worse for you. Yeah, you thought beforehand she was probably disrespecting you, crossing your boundaries. Oh, now that you went back to her, that's letting her know, oh, he must not have any more options. He must be craving what was. Oh, yeah, I got him. Hold on, let me try something. Now they start fucking around. Now they start doing things that are automatically just, wow, I can't believe it. That's why it's important to not convince yourself that she'll eventually change. See her for who she is. Now, if she does change, that's one thing, but let her show you who she is. I want to let a woman do what she wants to do so I can see what she'd rather do and I move accordingly. That's gonna lead me to number 4. Mistaking money and status for high value. I take a lot of calls with different clients, people who want to get on my program, and one thing I can see is this: they're financially stable, but they're emotionally unavailable. They're in this position where they got the finances, they got that on point, but they're not in tune with how to regulate their emotions. Now they're losing their masculine frame, right? Now they're doing things that they don't align with. They have no presence. They're not leading. When you don't have an overall masculine frame when you're dealing with women, it's gonna be very hard for you to actually lead that woman in the best way possible. It's going to be hard for you to get that submissive version of her because you're not in your masculine frame. She should be coming into your world, not you leaning into hers, if that makes sense. You need to have your beliefs on point. Who are you? Do you believe in who you are? Do you believe in what you stand for, right? Are you actually doing the things that you know you're supposed to be doing on a day-to-day basis? On top of that, your values. What do you value in a woman? What do you value out of this world? What are your values? Respect, dignity, intelligence, what are some things? Loyalty, honesty, what exactly is it that you value? All of these things make you who you are, right? But a lot of guys, they neglect them. Why? Because they're too focused on the woman. They're so focused on trying to get the woman or have things go right that they start to lose themselves in the process. I remember I was dealing with a chick, and at first, I'll be honest with you, I was in my masculine frame, but over time, as things kept progressing, I started to get comfortable. I started to let little shit slide, and that little shit turned into bigger shit. I'm talking dog shit, right? It got bigger. And it got to the point where I'm starting to do things that I would never do. I'm going out of my way for this woman who isn't reciprocating for me. I'm doing things that are letting her know, oh, I got him. He'll do damn near anything. And I was losing myself. She was going through a hard time. I paid for a hotel just to make sure she had a place to stay, going out of my way to make sure she eat, taking her to work, making sure if she had that, got her bank account right. I'm really bossing this woman up. In the end, guess what she does? She goes back to her ex who did her dirty. And I couldn't figure out why. I said, why? It's because I lost my masculine frame. It's because I chose the wrong woman. There are so many red flags because I ignored them due to the fact that I was trying to see the potential in a person that they couldn't even see in themselves. It's a hard mistake I had to live with, man. Hey, man, comment the word game if you made it this far. But that's gonna lead me to the next one. Number 5, self-sabotaging when a quality woman shows up. I'll tell you, man, I had 2 in specifically, right? My client Rob and Joseph, right? You're gonna have opportunities where quality women will present themselves. You're going to be dealing with women who are on the same page. They'll probably add so much value to your life. But you self-sabotage, overthinking, trying to do something to maybe charm, wow this woman, not understanding that this woman already likes who you are. Stop trying to be somebody else. Stop trying to overdo your part. Just be you. And a lot of guys can't be themselves because, for one, they don't know who they are, right? And secondly, they're too focused on what this woman will potentially think of them, and they don't want to mess it up. No, I love the opportunity where I can show myself authentically and let it be known, like, hey, this is me, take it or leave it. Because if you don't like this version of me, oh baby, we're not going to work out, because I'm not going to suppress who I am just to try to meet your needs, just to try to appease you. No, this is who I am. That's not saying I don't recognize my flaws. I will continue to work on things. However, if you're not in tune, if you don't like who I am authentically at my core, this won't work. And I'm not going to change that, because then I'm going to be trying to change myself. And in the process of doing that, I'm going to get angry, and I'm not going to be in my masculine frame. I'm falling into her world. She's not falling into mine. And we're not even halfway through the list. And I need you to be honest with yourself right now, because these are the ones, it get real. But listen, if you're a high earning guy and your dating life doesn't match your level of success, I created my CEO Dating Starter Kit, where me and you will hop on a call, or you hop on a call with my team, and we'll diagnose exactly where you're going wrong and show you how to fix it. Just click the first link in my description. It'll only take 60 seconds. But that's gonna lead me to number 6. Using the I'm too busy excuse to avoid dating. Oh man, let me tell you something, man. My guy Rob, my client Rob, man, he kept talking about how he was too busy to make time to actually get out there and approach women, to actually say something when you saw that woman walk by him. But you sat there for 5 minutes and you watched her walk by, but you didn't say nothing. You were in that line in that coffee shop, but you didn't say nothing while she was in front of you. You know what you want to do, but you're not doing it. And then you try to make all these excuses. Oh, well, she has a boyfriend. What if she does this? Oh, I'm too busy. I got to focus on my work. I got to focus on high earning activities, money making. Listen, be real with yourself. You can't keep using this I'm too busy excuse forever and then try to complain about why you're not getting what you want out of dating. That was a shift that we had to make in order to actually progress him forward into being the guy who's approaching women confidently every single day, actually going on dates, and actually being his most confident self. If you're not able to understand that, if you're not able to stop, oh, I'm too busy, and start doing the work to actually get the results you want, you won't get the results. Hell, I had to tell myself that when I first started doing this business, right? I have to put in the work. I have to show up for my clients. I have to ensure that I'm aligned with my habits and the things that I'm doing to actually put myself in the best position to serve people and serve the world. That's gonna lead me to number 7. Overthinking instead of taking action. I've spent so much time in this world overthinking without actually taking action, right? So many ideas that I didn't take action on, and now I'm finally bringing them to the forefront. Man, I've been had this dating coaching thing. I was thinking about it forever. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Maybe I'm too young. You know, maybe I can't teach anybody. No, but I've been through things than the average guy has. I've been through so much. I'm 21 years old, if you don't know. And I used to have this thought process of, wow, I'm 21 years old. What the hell do I know about dating, right? But there are still things that I do know that others don't. If I can take someone from step 1 to step 2, oh, that's progression. So it's the same thing with dating. Stop overthinking when it comes to women. Stop overthinking about, oh, what she says, what she does. You just need to see things for how they are, take action, and let the results come to you naturally. Let them come to you. I had to tell this to my client, Eric, right? He's in the military, 20 years old, right? I had to tell him specifically, ooh, that like hitting, boy. Hold on, let me, God damn. Oh, God damn. God damn. If you try to take all of this information, you just keep trying to learn, you keep trying to overanalyze everything, you keep trying to do this, do that, you're gonna stay stuck in paralysis analysis. And I had to tell that to my other client, Amir. If you're not able to just be decisive, make decisions, and live with them, be okay with making that decision, it's going to be hard for you to progress in dating. Next up, number 8, confusing emotional unavailability with high value. You see, I had a client, his name was Quantez, right? He was a 26-year-old, security guard, entrepreneur. He was mistaking coldness for strength. What does that mean? He was mistaking, I gotta act like I'm unavailable. I gotta, do this. I gotta make sure I stay not attached. I can't be too worried about her. And while, yes, I will say, you can't be attached to an outcome, but at the same time, you have to be present enough in the moment and allow yourself to go through the emotions, allow yourself to feel. Otherwise, it's gonna be hard for you to experience what it's like to actually date women. Yeah, you gotta go through the heartbreak. I'll be honest with you. If you haven't went through it yet, you have to go through it. So that can finally teach you, okay, it's very important to watch who I spend my time with and to choose the right woman, right? You have to go through it. And I know it sucks. I fucking hate it. I went through a bit of a heartbreak earlier this year, right? Well, with the woman I was just kind of, telling you about. It taught me that it's so important to choose the right woman. It's so important to not ignore the red flags. Heartbreak will teach you so much. I know it hurts. It fucking sucks. I hated it. I don't like feeling like that, man. I hate, sitting there, I'm trying to focus on my work and all I can think of is this motherfucker who did me dirty. I know. But you have to go through those things. And once you finally do go through it, it gets easier. And then you start to recognize things. And then you don't let nobody play with you. And then everything just starts to work in your favor. But that's gonna lead me to number 9. Giving up after rejection and deciding dating is rigged. Look, don't give up just because you get rejected. Rejection is just redirection. I'll say that one more time. Rejection is just redirection to a bigger blessing. It's important to understand that because I've had a lot of clients say, well, this didn't go well, she's ghosted me, she rejected me, all these people saw it, this happened. Okay, and what changed? You're still here. You are living another day to go talk to another woman and present yourself and have another opportunity to actually date again. What do you mean? So it's okay. Get as many rejections as possible, man, because that means you're actually out here doing the work. Dating's a numbers game. Truly, it is a numbers game. You're supposed to be looking for that highly interested woman who's truly into you. A lot of guys are chasing women who don't want them. So understand that, because if you don't, it's going to be very hard for you to date. It's going to be very not satisfying in this world for you when it comes to women. But this one right here, I'm about to tell you, this is the last one. And this is the one that ties everything together. This is the root of everything I just said. Pay close attention. Number 10, consuming information without ever applying it. This is the most common thing I see a lot of my clients do. This is what they did beforehand. This is most likely what you're doing right now. You're watching the videos, you're listening to the podcast, but you're never actually doing the work. You're never putting yourself out there to approach. You're never actually putting your foot on the ground to go head first out into the world and say, okay, I'm gonna actually do this. I'm gonna actually try. I see that woman, I'm gonna start up a conversation. Most guys are making excuses. I ain't gonna do it. Why even? No, why not? You got nothing to lose. Look, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain in this world. Stop just consuming. You can only get so much information. You trying to take little bits and pieces and, okay, I got this game, I got this gym, or this guy told me this guy told me that. You probably even hired some coaches before, but understand the transformation doesn't happen just because you pay the money. No, it happens when you do the work. Just like when you go to the gym, you gotta be on your gym routine. You gotta make sure your diet's on point. You have to be consistent. It's the same thing with dating, man. It's the same thing. You probably don't even know how many women you approached in the last month, but you're complaining about why you're not getting the dating results you want. You probably haven't even talked to anybody at all today, but you're wondering why you feel so socially unconfident in social situations. You see what I mean? You have to do the work if you truly want to get the results you want. Now, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you made it this far, and turn on those post notifications so you keep getting these gems.